If you're anything like me, there was one show that made your whole family laugh at the same time. For a lot of us, that show was The Jeffersons. George and Weezie in that deluxe apartment, Florence with the one-liners, and a feeling no sitcom has matched since. It's been over 50 years now, and what happened to this cast is a story worth hearing all the way through. The Jeffersons didn't just make us laugh. It changed what families looked like on television, and the people who brought it to life carried stories just as remarkable off-screen. I'd love to know who you watched this show with. A parent? A grandparent? Maybe the whole house crowded around one TV. Those memories are what this channel is built on. Share yours as we go, and let's start with someone who almost didn't become an actress at all. You remember that voice? That dry, unbothered delivery. Florence would walk into the Jeffersons' apartment, say something that cut straight to the truth, and walk right back out. She wasn't the lead, but she stole every scene she was in. Marla Gibbs was 43 years old when she landed that role. She wasn't even acting full-time. She was still working the night shift as a reservations agent for United Airlines. For 2 full years, she filmed The Jeffersons during the day and clocked in at the airline after. CBS finally asked her to choose. 5 Emmy nominations later, it's clear she made the right call. Florence was the one who said what we were all thinking. She cut through every bit of pretension in that apartment with nothing but timing and truth. She gave us permission to laugh at the things we weren't supposed to say out loud. Today, at 94, Marla Gibbs still carries the same spark we remember. In February 2026, she released her memoir, It's Never Too Late. She's still acting, still showing up, still Florence in every room she walks into. Some people don't slow down. They just find new stages. Most people didn't know this at the time. When Roxy Roker auditioned for The Jeffersons, a producer told her something surprising. He wasn't sure she looked believable as a black woman married to a white man. She reached into her bag, pulled out a photo of her real-life husband, Cy Kravitz, who was white. She was cast on the spot. That moment tells you everything about Roxy Roker. She didn't argue. She just showed the truth. Helen Willis and Tom Willis became the first interracial married couple on primetime television. It was 1975. That was radical. And Roxy played it like it was the most natural thing in the world. She made love look simple, when the rest of the country was still making it complicated. She was 45 when the show began. Before television, she'd earned a Tony nomination and an Obie Award for The River Niger on Broadway. She also appeared in the landmark miniseries Roots. Roxy left us in 1995 at 66. But her legacy kept growing through her son. You might know him, Lenny Kravitz, and his daughter Zoe. The family Roxy built lives on in every headline they make. Now, there was someone else in that building who everyone assumed was British. He wasn't. There are more faces from that building still ahead, and not all of their stories went the way you'd expect. What kind of actor plays an eccentric Englishman so well that everyone forgets he's American? Paul Benedict did exactly that. Harry Bentley, the Jeffersons' odd neighbor with the boring stories and the bad back, became the kind of character you didn't know you needed until he showed up. Benedict was 36 when the series started. Off-screen, he was performing Shakespeare and directing off-Broadway. He also had a second life most fans never knew about. On Sesame Street, he was the number painter, teaching children to count while adults knew him as George Jefferson's patient neighbor. He left us in 2008 at 70. A year later, the Boston Theatre Critics Association honored him with a posthumous Elliot Norton Award. Two audiences, two completely different roles, one unforgettable presence. She was 82 years old. That's how old Zara Cully was when she first walked onto the set of All in the Family as Mother Jefferson in 1974. Most people start winding down at that age. She was just getting started on the role that would make her a household name. But Zara Cully had already lived a full career before any of us met her. In Florida, they called her the Dean of Drama. She taught acting for 15 years. She wrote plays, directed them, produced them. She'd been performing since the 1920s. By the time Norman Lear found her, she had half a century of stage work behind her and nothing left to prove. Mother Jefferson was fierce. She adored George. She tolerated Louise. And she made sure nobody in that apartment forgot who raised the man of the house. She was the protector. Every sharp word was love, just wrapped differently. Zara left us in 1978 at 86. She never smoked. She never drank. The NAACP honored her posthumously that same year with a special image award. She'd spent 50 years acting before television discovered her, and when it did, she made every second count. If any of these stories are landing the way they're landing for me, I think you'll appreciate what's still ahead. There are more names from that building, and some of their paths took turns nobody expected. Before George Jefferson ever called him honky, Franklin Cover was performing Hamlet on stage. Shakespeare. That's where this man started. And somehow he ended up standing in a Manhattan living room set, absorbing insults with the most patient smile on television. Cover was 46 when the Jeffersons began. He played Tom Willis with a steadiness that made every joke land harder. Tom never fought back with anger. He just stood there, kind and unshakable, and let George be George. That took real skill. After the show, Cover appeared in Oliver Stone's Wall Street and guest starred on ER and Will and Grace. He left us in 2006 at 77. His son, Bradford Cover, followed him into acting and went on to appear on Law and Order and Broadway. The patience Tom Willis showed on screen clearly ran in the family. There's one cast member who helped create something even bigger than the Jeffersons, and he almost never became an actor at all. He had no acting experience, none. Mike Evans was a college student at Los Angeles City College, studying drama but never performing. Then, director John Rich took a chance and cast him as Lionel Jefferson on All in the Family. Just like that, a kid from Salisbury, North Carolina, became part of television history. Lionel was the bridge. He could sit across from Archie Bunker, absorb every ignorant remark, and turn it back with a grin that said more than any argument ever could. He moved between worlds with ease. He made it look effortless. But Evans wasn't just in front of the camera. Behind it, he co-created Good Times with Eric Monte, one of the first sitcoms built around a black family. The character Michael on that show was even named after him. He was 25 when the Jeffersons launched. He was already shaping television from both sides. Evans left us in 2006 at just 57. The same year we lost Franklin Cover. Two men from the same building, gone in the same year. But what Evans helped build kept going. Good Times and the Jeffersons are still streaming, still watched, still teaching. She was the future of that building. Jenny Willis was the daughter of an interracial couple, married to the son of a self-made black businessman. On paper, she represented everything the Jeffersons was trying to say about where America could go. On screen, she made it feel real. Berlinda Tolbert was 25 when she first appeared as Jenny. Her very first film role came from Martin Scorsese, in Mean Streets back in 1973. She went on to appear in 65 episodes of The Jeffersons across its entire run. After the show, she took roles in Harlem Nights alongside Eddie Murphy and appeared in Goodfellas. Guest spots followed on ER, 6 Feet Under, and CSI. But here's the part I love most. Tolbert married journalist Bob Reed on Valentine's Day, 1979. They'd only been dating for 11 days. 11 days. They're still married today, over 47 years later. She stepped away from acting to care for her family, and now lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. At 76, she radiates the same warmth decades later. She chose a life away from cameras, and the love story she built in real life turned out to be her finest role. But the heart of this entire show? We haven't reached her yet. She was the calm at the center of everything, the voice that held that family together. And her real-life story might be even more remarkable than the one she played on screen. Close your eyes for a second. Picture Louise Jefferson standing in that apartment, arms folded, watching George go off about something. She doesn't yell. She doesn't interrupt. She just waits. Then, one look, one line, and the whole room shifts. That was Isabel Sanford. That was Weezie. What most people never knew is how she got there. In 1960, Isabel Sanford was a 43-year-old single mother working as a key punch operator at IBM. She withdrew money from her retirement fund. She put her 3 children on a bus, and she left New York for Los Angeles, with nothing but a dream she'd been carrying since she was 9 years old. It took years, small parts, guest spots nobody remembers. Then Norman Lear saw something in her and cast her as Louise Jefferson on All in the Family. The rest changed television. In 1981, she became the first African-American woman to win the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. 5 Golden Globe nominations followed. She was 57 when the show started. Her career didn't begin until most people's would have been ending. That's not just talent, that's faith. After the series, she and Sherman Hemsley reunited for Old Navy and Denny's commercials in the 1990s. Their chemistry never faded. In January 2004, months before she passed, she received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She told the crowd she'd been dreaming of that moment since she was 9. Isabel left us in July 2004 at 86. She also endowed a scholarship for minority students at Emerson College in Boston. She didn't just open a door, she held it open for everyone behind her. Louise Jefferson was the calm in every storm, the steady hand, the one who made you believe that love and patience could fix just about anything. For millions of families watching at home, she wasn't just a character. She felt like someone you already knew. But we can't close this story without honoring the man at its center. Before he was George Jefferson, Sherman Hemsley was a postal worker in Philadelphia. Before that, he served in the U.S. Air Force. Norman Lear wanted him so badly for the role that he held it open for over a year, while Hemsley finished his Broadway run in Purley. P.U.R. George Jefferson gave us pride. He was loud, stubborn, and impossible, and we loved every second of it. He showed a generation that a black man could own the room, own the business, and own the building. Sherman left us in 2012 at 74. That same year, he was inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. The strut is still there. The theme song is still playing. And every time someone says, "Moving on up," he's still in the room. The Jeffersons wasn't just a sitcom. It was a living room full of people who looked like America and weren't afraid to say so. That kind of honesty doesn't fade. Florence is still talking back. Weezie is still waiting with that look. The theme song is still playing somewhere. And we're still the ones who needed to hear it. So let me ask you this. When you think of the Jeffersons, who were you watching it with? Tell me about that person. I read every single comment. There are more stories like this one waiting. More faces, more living rooms, more Thursday nights we used to know. Until next time, hold on to that memory.